Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says there are signs that Khamenei is no longer alive. Israeli officials say Khamenei is confirmed dead. Body has been found. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar speaks to Iranian and Israeli counterparts, urges de-escalation. India issues advisories for Indian nationals in conflict zone to remain vigilant. Europe expresses concern over West Asia escalation, calls for maximum restraint. Russia calls for immediate pause on US-Israeli strikes on Iran, seeks UNSC meet along with France and China. Mediator Oman urges US not to get sucked in further, says it's not your war. And Prime Minister Modi inaugurates Micron Technologies semiconductor facility in Sanand, Gujarat, says the facility will strengthen India's role in global value chain. A big development coming in from West Asia. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said that there are signs suggesting that Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei may have been killed in the Israeli-US joint strikes in Iran. Netanyahu said Khamenei's compound had been destroyed and the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps commanders and senior nuclear officials had been killed.
This morning, a powerful strike was launched and destroyed in the heart of Tehran, the compound of the tyrant Khamenei. And there are many signs that this tyrant is also no longer. This morning, we eliminated senior officials in the Ayatollah's regime, Revolutionary Guards commanders, senior figures in the nuclear program, and we will continue. In the next few days, we will hit thousands more targets of the terror regime.
According to the news agency Reuters, Khamenei's body has been found. Iran called the strikes unprovoked and illegal. Tehran responded with missiles fired at Israel and at least 7 other countries, including Gulf states that host US bases. Meanwhile, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu called on the Iranian people to take to the streets and overthrow the regime.
We will create the conditions for the brave Iranian people to free themselves from the chains of tyranny. Therefore, I again turn to you, citizens of Iran. Do not miss the opportunity. This is a once-in-a-generation opportunity. Do not sit idly by, because soon your moment will come, the moment when you will be required to go out to the streets in your masses, to go out to the streets to complete the task and overthrow the regime of horrors that is embittering your lives.
External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar on Saturday held separate conversations with the foreign ministers of Iran and Israel, conveying India's deep concern over the escalating situation in the region and reiterating New Delhi's call for restraint and diplomacy. In a post on social media platform X, Minister Jaishankar said, and I quote him here, spoke with Israeli FM Gideon Saar this afternoon, reiterate India's call for dialogue and diplomacy to de-escalate tensions. Minister Jaishankar also held a telephonic conversation with Iran's Foreign Minister Syed Abbas Araghchi. In a post on X, the minister said, and I quote, had a telecon with Iranian FM Syed Abbas Araghchi this evening, shared India's deep concern at the recent developments in Iran and the region. The minister also spoke with his UAE Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed Al Nahyan, focusing on the evolving situation in the Gulf. He wrote on X, and I quote him again, discussed the evolving situation in the Gulf with UAE Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed Al Nahyan this evening. India is concerned with the escalating situation, appreciate his commitment to the welfare of the Indian community. The minister engaged with several Gulf leaders as tensions in the region continue to escalate. He spoke with Saudi Foreign Minister Prince Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud, Kuwait's Foreign Minister Sheikh Jarrah Jabir Al Ahmad Al Sabah, Bahrain's Foreign Minister Dr. Abdul Latif bin Rashid Al Zayani, and Qatar's Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdul Rahman bin Jassim Al Thani. In these discussions, the minister underlined India's concern over the unfolding situation in the Gulf, stressing the importance of regional peace and stability. He highlighted India's stakes in safeguarding the welfare of the large Indian community across these countries. All four leaders assured Dr. Jaishankar of their government's commitment to the safety and well-being of Indian nationals. The US and Israel launched the most ambitious attack on Iran in decades on Saturday. Israel's military said some 200 fighter jets had completed the largest flying mission in its history, hitting 500 targets throughout Iran, including strategic defense systems already damaged in strikes last year. A girls' primary school in the southern Iranian town of Minab was hit, killing over 50 people.
On Saturday, the United States and Israel jointly launched coordinated military strikes against the Islamic Republic of Iran, which led to a significant escalation in long-running tensions over Tehran's nuclear and ballistic missile programs.
The United States military began major combat operations in Iran. Our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime.
The strikes were reported across multiple Iranian cities, including Tehran, Isfahan, Qom, Karaj, and Kermanshah, hitting a range of key military and strategic targets.
Together with the United States, we will strike the terror regime harshly. We will create the conditions that will allow the brave Iranian people to rid themselves of the burden of this murderous regime.
Following the Israeli-US strikes, Iran launched immediate retaliatory missile barrages. Iranian state sources and international reports confirmed missile attacks on multiple US military bases across the Gulf region. In Bahrain, US naval base was reportedly hit by Iranian missiles. In Abu Dhabi, explosions were heard and airspace closures were reported. Airspace and military facilities in Qatar also reported alerts. US bases in Kuwait were also reportedly affected by the Iranian strikes. Explosions were also heard in Dubai and Riyadh. As the West Asia crisis escalates, the conflict has drawn reactions from around the globe. EU President Ursula von der Leyen and European Council President Antonio Costa said that developments in Iran are greatly concerning and called on all parties to exercise maximum restraint. Meanwhile, Russia urged an immediate halt to US and Israeli strikes on Iran, saying the situation must be returned to the path of political and diplomatic settlement. Moscow added that it remains ready to assist in efforts to find a peaceful solution. Also, Indonesia's foreign ministry urged nations involved in the escalation to exercise restraint. Indonesia also said that it was ready to provide mediation between US, Israel and Iran, citing that President Prabowo Subianto was willing to travel to Tehran for talks. Analysts warn that this confrontation could draw in other regional players or proxy groups, underscoring fears of a broader West Asian conflict. Bureau Report, DD India.
Tensions in West Asia have escalated to a whole new level. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps has carried out coordinated missile strikes on American military installations across 5 countries, namely Kuwait, the UAE, Qatar, Bahrain and Saudi Arabia. Tehran claims that the attacks were a direct response to US and Israeli operations earlier on Iranian soil, which it denounced as a violation of its sovereignty. DD India's Rahul Upadhyay brings us more.
Tensions across West Asia have reached a critical and deeply concerning point as Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps launched coordinated missile strikes targeting American military installations across at least 5 countries: Kuwait, the United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Bahrain, and Saudi Arabia. The strikes represent one of the most significant escalations in regional security in recent years, raising urgent questions about stability, diplomacy, and the path forward. Tehran has been clear about its position. Iranian officials say these strikes were a direct response to coordinated US and Israeli operations carried out on Iranian territory earlier in the day, actions which Iran has described as a violation of its sovereignty. In Qatar, Al Udeid Air Base near the capital Doha, one of the largest American military presences in the region, was among the facilities targeted. Qatar's defense ministry confirmed that all incoming missiles were successfully intercepted. In Kuwait, Al Salem Air Base came under fire overnight. The Kuwaiti government has not yet issued a formal damage assessment, though regional security sources indicate that defensive systems were activated in response. In Bahrain, missiles were reported to have targeted the headquarters of the United States Navy's Fifth Fleet in Manama, a facility that oversees maritime security operations across the Persian Gulf, the Red Sea, and parts of the Indian Ocean. The United Arab Emirates also found itself at the center of events. Al Dhafra Air Base near Abu Dhabi, which hosts American personnel and advanced aircraft, was targeted in the strikes, while residents in Dubai reported hearing a loud explosion and witnessing missile moving across the sky. In the latest and perhaps the most significant developments of this evolving situation, Saudi Arabia now appears to have been affected as well. Diplomatic efforts are already underway, with several world leaders and international organizations calling for immediate calm, open communication, and a return to negotiated solutions. Rahul Upadhyay's report for DD India.
Meanwhile, India on Saturday voiced deep concern over the recent developments in Iran and the Gulf region, calling for restraint and renewed efforts towards a dialogue. In a statement, External Affairs Ministry urged all sides to avoid escalation and prioritize the safety of civilians. It emphasized that diplomacy must be pursued to de-escalate tensions and address underlying issues, while reiterating that the sovereignty and territorial integrity of all states must be respected. The ministry highlighted that Indian missions in the region are actively monitoring the situation. They remain in close touch with Indian nationals and have issued advisories urging them to stay vigilant, maintain contact with the missions, and follow local security guidance. Owing to airspace restrictions over Iran and parts of West Asia, 410 flights of domestic carriers were cancelled on 28th February and 444 flights expected to be cancelled on the 1st of March. The DGCA is maintaining close coordination with airlines to ensure full compliance with safety and operational regulations. Passengers are advised to check and confirm their flight status with the respective airlines before proceeding to the airport. Major airports remain on operational alert to manage potential diversions and ensure seamless passenger facilitation. The ministry's Passenger Assistance Control Room continues to closely monitor passenger concerns and facilitate prompt redressal. And joining me is my colleague Akhilesh Suman. Akhilesh, first of all, reports coming in from Reuters quoting Israeli officials as saying that Iran's supreme leader, 86-year-old Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, is dead. What does it mean for Iran, given the fact that this is one man who has been in power for nearly half a century? He is the last word, the final authority on all matters strategic, defense and security.
Actually, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had also given a statement that so many signs are there that Khamenei is no more. Khamenei has been killed, Netanyahu said. So I think that after that some intelligence input have started pouring in, and intelligence people have told that Khamenei is no more, and they have their sources have seen the body also of Khamenei death. So I think that whatever be the situation, we have to wait and watch, and we have to see that whether Iranians declare his death or not. But in the meantime, that there is no word from Khamenei till now. Since afternoon, we are hearing that Khamenei is safe and sound, he is in good health. In between, Iranian side also said that Khamenei's video message will come soon, but no message came from Khamenei. There are two reasons were given that time, according to our sources, that maybe Iran didn't want to show Khamenei in the video message because that may reveal his location. But anyway, no picture also, no image also have come from Khamenei's side, Iranian side. So in that situation, the situation is really very dicey, and also that there is no word from Iranian President Pezeshkian. An hour ago, we have seen that Iranian Foreign Ministry has said that Pezeshkian is doing everything that is required. So, but Pezeshkian's statement is not coming. Only statement we are getting that is of Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Agachi. So I think that Iran is in grave crisis in this point of time, that its top leadership is either hiding or the supreme leader is maybe dead. So we have to see. But in a way that many of the leadership, including many nuclear scientists, many advisors, even IRGC chief is also being told that he is also no more. He has also been killed. So I think Iranian leadership is quite maybe most of them, maybe many of them are eliminated. So we have to see that how things go now, because if there is a lack of leadership in Iran, it will be very difficult for Iran to continue this war. And many countries in neighborhood, they are also very angry the way Iranians have targeted so-called military bases of USA, in which many civilians have also been killed. We have been getting that from Qatar, Doha, 8 people have been injured in the Iranian strike. One is very serious. In UAE, we have seen that at many places there had been civilian targets. So in that situation, US President Donald Trump has talked to the Gulf leaders, and he has also talked to the NATO chief. So I think that they are all waiting that what response is coming from Iranian side about the death of the supreme leader. If the supreme leader's death is confirmed, then it will be disarray. Then it will be difficult for Iran to continue the retaliation, and it will be difficult to Iran to control the people who are always who have been on the path of rebellion. And if you remember Trump's first address, he has said that if IRGC people surrender, then they will be given immunity. So in that case, there are enough signals from American-Israeli side that if you come on the path of rebellion against the regime, you will be welcomed. Netanyahu has also called the people of Iran to come on roads to exploit this time that they may be victorious. So in that situation, I think that Israel and America both are also doing the psychological warfare in addition to the attacks from land side, the sea side, and also from the air. So naturally, Iran is in a very difficult situation, piquant situation, and I think this night is going to be very crucial, Ramesh, because if Khamenei is no more, then this night is we will see that there's something very serious things will happen. And
Indeed.
recently, I have seen that Mr. Trump has said that he has chosen the leadership or next leadership of Iran. He has identified the next leadership of Iran. So if Iranian regime collapses, the new leadership will take place. Who is the new leadership? We have to see that whether Raja Pahlavi is the new leader or something else who is there in the Trump's mind. Because we have seen in Venezuela side that once Mr. Maduro was taken away from his capital, the vice president of Venezuela was given charge, not the leaders who were fighting against Maduro. So I think what is going to happen in Iran is also unpredictable, because Trump will decide who is going to be the next leader of Iran. Ramesh.
Absolutely. Akhilesh, also talk to us a bit, if you will, about New Delhi and how New Delhi looks at these developments, because India enjoys ties with both Iran and Israel. And we saw the statement coming out from New Delhi asking for de-escalation and dialogue. And Minister Jaishankar speaking with his counterparts from both Iran and Israel. So, and also reports suggesting that Indian nationals are stranded in many Gulf countries because of the disruption to airline flights there. So, put it in perspective for our viewers, Akhilesh.
You know that India has big stakes in the whole Gulf region. Iran, we have very friendly relationship with Iran. We have very friendly relationship with Israel, and we are strategic partners of USA. And we have very good relationship with many other countries of
Right.
Middle East. So in that way, India is very cautious, and India very cautiously External Affairs Minister Jaishankar talked to Iranian foreign minister and also Israeli foreign minister. As well, he also talked to many other like Saudi foreign minister, UAE foreign minister also. So India has once again told that dialogue and diplomacy should be adopted, because whatever issues are there with Iran, that may be resolved with dialogue and diplomacy, because the talks were already going. And in that situation, knowing the fact that it is not India's war, it is a conflict between Israel and Iran, or between USA and Iran. So India has to take care of its own interest. India has to take care of the interest of people, Indian people around the whole Gulf region. And India also has to take care of the security inside India, because India is very cautious that some elements might take advantage of this situation also inside the country. So what I am getting from my sources that Indian internal security is also being reviewed and taken care of, and also that external security has been also tightened, and our strategic diplomats are also active overnight to be in contact with all leaders of the Gulf nations, and also in contact with the people around the world. That is why so many advisories have been issued in all the Gulf regions, including Israel, that people should be in touch with embassies, Indian embassies in their countries, and also they should take care not to go out in open, not to venture outside without any very utmost region, and keep calm and follow the security announcement
Right.
of the respective countries. So India has these three stakes in this, and India is taking care of all these three
Indeed.
issues. Ramesh.
Akhilesh, we leave it there for now. Thank you. Moving on, India takes a giant leap in its tech journey. Prime Minister Modi on Saturday inaugurated Micron's ATMP facility at Sanand in Gujarat, marking the start of commercial production. Calling it a historic milestone, he said semiconductors are the backbone of the AI revolution. While oil defined the 20th century, microchips will power the 21st. DD India's Meghna Dev reports.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the Micron ATMP facility in Sanand, Gujarat, marking the start of commercial production and a major milestone in India's technology journey. Calling it a historic moment, the Prime Minister said that after showcasing India's AI strength at the recent summit, the nation is now proving its commitment to global technology leadership. He emphasized that India is moving beyond software and IT services, rapidly building its identity in semiconductor manufacturing.
माइक्रोन की डी रैम और नेट सॉल्यूशंस दुनिया भर के डेटा सेंटर्स, एआई एप्लीकेशंस, मोबाइल डिवाइसेस और एडवांस कंप्यूटिंग सिस्टम को शक्ति देती है। अब ये यहीं इसी साणंद की धरती पर बनेंगे। यहां एडवांस वेफर्स को हाई क्वालिटी मेमोरी और स्टोरेज प्रोडक्ट्स में बदला जाएगा। इस प्लांट में अभी सैकड़ों लोगों को रोजगार मिला है। आने वाले समय में इसमें और अधिक विस्तार होगा।
Highlighting the project's swift progress from the MOU in 2023 to commercial production in 2026, Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnav said that the journey from foundation to production just took 900 days to complete.
जून 2023 में माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कैबिनेट में अप्रूवल दिया। सितंबर 2023 में इस प्लांट की फाउंडेशन हुई और आज फरवरी 2026 में प्रोडक्शन स्टार्ट हो रहा है। 900 दिन में फाउंडेशन से प्रोडक्शन। मोदी है तो मुमकिन है।
Micron CEO Sanjay Malhotra described the project's massive structure and said that it was executed with strong intent.
This is a historic moment for India, for Micron technology. Micron technology is a global leader in memory and storage semiconductor technology, and that is today at the heart of AI. Micron here is now bringing that leading edge memory production to India.
Prime Minister described semiconductors as the backbone of the AI revolution, stating that while oil shaped the 20th century, microchips will define the 21st. Under the Semicon India program, multiple projects are underway across the country, building a pan-India semiconductor ecosystem. Meghna Dev's report for DD India.
And that's all for this edition of DD India Live. But let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and around the world on the DD India mobile app on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code to download it. And we'll be back with more news as it breaks. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran from all of us here in New Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.